October happens to be Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and Amy Hall, the Executive Director of SafeHomes Domestic Violence Center, joins us now to help us better understand the scope of the issue and also how victims can get help. Amy's been with SafeHomes. She was telling me now, it's hard to believe, 20 years, and what a lifeline it has been here in the CSRA. You know, education is key. We talk about that so much, about awareness, but also reminding survivors that help is out there, and SafeHomes, fortunately, is one of those places where they can go to get some help.
Absolutely, and SafeHomes is the only domestic violence center in the 10-county service areas. So
Right.
We're the East Central Georgia, and there's no other organization like ours to help victims of domestic violence.
I think a lot of people out there may, I don't know if they always assume that it's someone else's problem, but I don't think people realize how many people are affected by domestic violence. I was looking at some of the numbers here, and it really is. It's staggering the number of people who are affected.
Absolutely. You know, anytime I'm doing speaking engagements and there's a room full of people, I'm like, just count off 1 in 4. Women,
1 in 4.
1 in 4 women
Wow.
and 1 in 7 men will experience intimate partner violence in their lifetime, and that could be from them themselves or someone that they know. And that's the key, that domestic violence is a community issue. It's not just
Right.
solo.
You always want to assume the best of every one of people that you meet, but what about some of the warning signs that people should look out for? Maybe they need to ask some questions and maybe need to figure out if someone needs help. It's because it's one of those subjects, it's not an easy thing to get into because it's a difficult conversation to have.
It is, and it's definitely a subject that's hidden many times.
Right.
It's just something that we don't talk about. But with warning signs, we see a lot of isolation. We see a lot of, if you're with a victim, and anxiety
Right.
or jumpiness if the abuser, comes in the room or walks into the room. The bruises, the unexpected or unexplained injuries. But what people don't realize too is that you think of domestic violence and you think of the punches and the bruises but it's so much more. There's mental abuse, financial abuse, the isolation, and so you wrap all those up in one, and usually those things happen before the physical violence happens.
Right. What would you say to someone who's watching right now who needs help as far as contact you, I would assume, and then what are some of the steps you can take, some of the services you offer?
So yes, if you are a victim of domestic violence or you know someone, then SafeHomes is a resource. You can find everything that you need on our website, which is safehomesdv.org.
Right.
And if you're viewing it and someone walks in and you need to exit really quick, it exits and it don't even show in the history.
Oh, wow.
Or you can call our 24-hour crisis hotline. It's 24/7 and it's manned by a live person. There's never a voicemail that would answer. Someone there. We're 365 days a year, 7 days a week.
Right.
24/7.
And I'm sure that they're worried that the person who is aggravating the situation will find out. They're afraid.
They are, and a lot of times that's the reason that they'll stay. But SafeHomes services are confidential. They're free. And some of those key services that we offer is a 24-hour crisis hotline that I just mentioned. We also have a 24-bed facility that we can house men, women, and children who are victims of domestic violence. We have counseling and legal advocacy.
Right.
So, going through the whole judicial circuit is cumbersome in itself, and so we will walk through that whole process with them, filing the paperwork, helping them complete paperwork, going in front of the judge with them, and then support groups, and then children. If we can't break the violence with the mom or dad, then maybe we can work with the children. And so we have a robust children's program as well.
Right. Something that I read recently, very profound. Silence protects the abuser. Speaking out protects the survivor.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So,
what if someone is watching right now, they're not a direct victim of domestic violence, but they just want to help? What can they do? Someone watching right now.
yes, and so there's always plenty of things to do. We love volunteers. They really become an extension of our staff because we see so many people. We saw nearly 2,000 people last year. So volunteering, and there's different ways to do that, from direct services to admin to fundraising. We also have donation days, so we collect in-kind donations because anyone who leaves our services, we want to make sure that we can outfit them, with the things that they need, so they don't have to go out and purchase that. And then, of course, monetary support. We're looking at a lot of federal federal funds being cut next year.
How concerning is that for you?
It's about a $200,000 deficit. Is
What kind of percentage cut would that be for you?
That would probably be about a 20-30%.
That's very
cut.
substantial.
It's very substantial.
So you'd have to make that up.
We'll have to make that up. And so we
Okay.
have fundraising efforts. So we have Fake It to Make It, which is always in January.
Okay.
So the tickets will be going on sale in October, and you can find out all about that on our website as well.
That's been my whole career, faking it until I make it. You know,
Do.
so that's my theme. So that event's in January if they want to get
January
involved.
23rd, yes.
All right. Amy Hall, thank you for what you do with Safe Homes and what you've done in this community for decades.
Yes, thank you.